Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak pranaschakshushrotramathu balamindriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahma upanishadam maham brahma nirakuryam mama brahma nirakarod anirakaranamastva nirakaranam me astu. Tadatmani nirade yaupanishatsu dharmaste mai santu te mai santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Itiraksharamudgitamupasita Om Itihyudgayate Tasyopavyakyanam. Page 400, second passage. Sasamit Panihi Punareyaya Tamha Prajapatiruvacha Bhagavan Yachantradev Pravrajihi Kimichan Punaragamaiti Sahovacha Na Khalvayam Bhagavaha Evam Samprati Atmanam Janati Aramhamasmiti No Eva Imani Bhutani Vinasameva Pito Bhavati Nahamatra Bhogyam Pashyamiti. Sasmit Pani Puna Eyaya Aprapya Devan, without before reaching the Sarga, Etad Bhayam Dadarsha, Indra saw this Bhaya, saw this difficulty. And therefore, Samit Pani, once again the faggot in his hand, Puna Eyaya, he returned once again to Prajapati, seeking the instruction. So when he submitted himself to Prajapati, Prajapati Vacha asked him, Bhagavan, Yashantrada Pravrajihi Kimichan Punaragamaiti. Hey Bhagavan, you left here, satisfied in your heart. So what's the reason now for your return? Sahovacha, then Indra said, Na khalu ayam bhagavah evam samprati atmanam janati ayam aham asmiti. That I discovered that as far as the Sushupta Atma is concerned, this one does not know right now, at this time he doesn't know. Ayam aham asmiti, I am such and so, he does not know. No eva imani bhutani, nor does he know other beings, things around himself. Neither does he know himself, nor does he know anything else. Vinashameva apito bhavati, he as though comes to non-existence, vinasha. He as though comes to distraction. Namatra bhogyam pashyamiti, meaning that this self is subject to vinasha, subject to destruction, subject to an end. Namatra bhogyam pashyami, how can it be that by knowing the self that is mortal, that I can attain all the worlds? I don't see how that happens. So Vashyagara said, and then so when Prajapati then, where are we now? Let's see here. Okay, so 1 and 2 are together, right? So when Prajapati said, Tadyatra supta samasta samprasanna swapnam na vijanati. Prajapati taught him about the prajna sushupta atma, who is supta, who is sleeping, samasta, with all his faculties withdrawn, samprasanna, who is very tranquil, swapnam na vijanati. He does not experience any dream. If atmeti hovacha, that is atma, etad amrutam, avayam, etad brahmeti. So that's what Prajapati had told him. Swavipretameva. So when Prajapati said, etad amrutam, avayam, etad brahma, swavipretameva, from his own standpoint, that Atma is immortal, is fearless, is Brahma. Bhagavan tatrapi dosham dadarsha. So, there also Indra saw dosha or difficulty. Tatrapi Supta darshana pityartha, Janagiri said, Supta darshana. So Indra saw, or Indra could see in his mind, the teacher is talking about the Sushupta Atma, the deep sleeper. And taking that to be what Prajapati meant, that Prajapati meant that the sleeper, the prajna, is Atma. Tatra, he dosham dadarsha, he saw the difficulty. Meaning, what Prajapati is teaching is from his standpoint. So, Prajapatina drashta sakshya vakshitaha. What Prajapati meant was not the sopadhika atma. So, what is taught in words is sopadhika atma, atma with upadhi. In this case, upadhi is karana shariram. So first Atma was taught with the upadhi of sthula shariram, gross body. Then, yes, swapnesha mahiyamana charati, the one who is in a dream, Atma with the upadhi of sukshma sharira. Esha suptaha samastha samprasanna atma upadhi of karana sharira. So in so many words, Prajapati each time communicated only Atma with Upadhi. Although what he meant was Nirupadhika. What he meant is that, hey Indra, think about the nature of this self. What is the truth about that waker or the dreamer or the deep sleeper? So Prajapati invited Indra to deliberate upon the truth of that Atma, Sushupta Atma in this case. So Indra could see that there is something about that Atma that is changing. He could have seen that the Upadhi is changing. The waking state, Atma comes as a drashta. So even if you take the Atma as within the eyes, that means the seer through the eyes, the perceiver, the waker. Then the dreamer, then the sleeper. In each case, Prajapati had said, Etam tvevate bhuya anuvyakhyasyami. Hey Indra, I'm going to tell you about the same Atma. So same Atma is being talked about. The waker, then the dreamer, then the sleeper. If the Atma that is sleeper Atma is same as dreamer Atma, naturally what is common between them must be Atma, if the same Atma is talked about. In the first case, when Prajapati said, Esh Akshini Purusha, the person that is in the eyes is understandable, perhaps Indra could not understand what was meant. But etam tvete bhuya anuvyakhyasyami, hey Indra, I will once again tell you about the same Atma. The dreamer was talked about. The same Atma is talked about, although he looks different. But it's the same. That means that the differences are, they don't belong to Atma. So that was the intention. Again it was said that Etam tvevate anuvyakhyasyami. After the sleeper, after the dreamer, Prajapati said, I will tell you about the same Atma. This Sushupta Atma is now talked about. Bhagavan, remember, it's the same Atma. If it's the same Atma, then Bhagavan should understand that if the dreamer and the sleeper are the same, then naturally, first I took dreamer as the Atma. So how can I take the sleeper as the Atma if this same fellow now is a sleeper? Then there is something here that is changing with someone that does not change because the same Atma that is talked about. So what Prajapati meant was the Atma that comes in different upadhis. Upadhi of the Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira. So Prajapati na drashta sakshi eva vakshita. So what's the common thread in all these three? Is it drashta or the sakshi or the witness? No sopadhika. Prajapati could not amend his sopadhika. Atma with upadhi, Prajapati could not amend because every time he qualified a statement, Etam tvete bhuya anuvyakhyasyami, every time he said, once again I am going to tell you about the same Atma. Then anybody can see that earlier Atma was Chha, now the Atma is dreamer, now the Atma is same Atma. So Prajapati hinted that this Atma comes with an upadhi, comes with a costume, and expected Indra to do the Viveka. What is the same in all these three? But that Indra did not do that, could not do that. He did not still get the hint. So Swami Pretamaya Uvachari Purvaso, Prajapati only said, Swami Pretam is Amritam Abhayam Etat Brahma iti. Then Bhagavan tatrapi dosham darsha. So the Tika says, line 25, Bhagavan Svikritya anantaram sopadikam gruhitva iti shesha. What is Svikritya? I don't know. Bhagavan anantaram sopadikam gruhitva. You can say Bhagavan sopadikam gruhitva tatrapi dosham dadarsa. And so, sopadikam gruhitva. Even though Prajapati meant nirupadika atma, Bhagavan took it to be sopadika atma. And tatrapi, in the sopadik atma, Indra saw the defect or the dosha. Okay, then we continue now on the page 400. First line of Bhashya, the 10th line actually. Tadeva dosha darshanam prashnadvara sphorayati. That Indra saw the dosha. Tadeva dosha darshanam. In what manner did Indra see the dosha? Prashnadvara sphorayati. So Bhashyakara clarified as preceded by question. Katham ityadana. So Bhashyakara says, Katham. So dosham dadarsha. There also Indra saw dosha. In what manner did he see the dosha? Naha naiva sushuptasthopi atma khalu ayam samprade samyaga idanim cha atmanam janati naiva janati. So naha is na plus aha or na plus aha either way, because the Tikakara says naha iti yatra aha iti yasya eva karartham aha. So both words are there. Aha also is there, both are indeclinable, and aha also is an indeclinable word. Aha also is said to be a form, but then here is indeclinable also. And aha means surely or certainly, that meaning can be seen, although you don't directly see that. It's meaning expression. Aha, so that's aha. But in this instance, it is used in a sense of certainly or surely. So naha, surely not. Certainly not. Means na eva. Aha or aha is explained as eva, means certainly not. Sushuptasthopi atma khalu. If the atma, that is a sleeper, I am samprati at this time, samyak idanim cha. So, atmanam na janati. Now also. Samprati means what? Idanim cha. Now also, atmanam na janati. So now also he does not know the atma. Naivam janati. In this manner he does not know. Says, na evam janati. In this manner, atma does not know in the state of deep sleep. So, Anniki says, Swatmanam na janadeti uktameva akankshadvarena avinayati. Swatmanam na janati. The Atma in the deep sleep state does not know himself. Akankshadvarena. What do you mean? In what manner he does not know himself? Avinayati. So, in so many words now, Indra describes. He says he does not know himself. That is what will be enough. But the question is asked, when you say he does not know himself, in what manner does he not know himself? Then the manner in which he does not know himself also is described here in words. It's called avinayati. Kathamiti. So Bhashyakara says, Katham ayamahamasmiti no eva imani bhutani cha iti. So, in which way does he not know? Himself, Atmanam. I am ahamasmiti, na janati, that I am such and such. At that time he does not know. And further, no eva imani bhutani. So then he says other things also he does not know. He does not know himself as well as he does not know any bhutani, any beings other than himself. Tatra vaidharmya drishtantamaha. In what man? Unlike what? So vaidharmya, so unlike waking and dream states, when he knows himself in that manner, he does not know himself in the deep sleep state. Says Ashagara, yatha jagrati swapneva. Because we don't have illustration where he does not know himself. So no illustration for the deep sleep state. Illustration could have been samadhi, but that Indra would not know that. So examples should be given which is also clear to the person who is listening to that, to whom you are telling this. So either vaidharmya, unlike you know what it is to know something, then absence of that is not knowing. Yatha jagrati swapneva. Just as in waking state, he knows I am so and knows beings and things other than himself. The dream state also, he knows I am so and so. Whether the knowledge is yathartha jnanam, is true knowledge or false knowledge, is different, but he knows himself. That I am so and so, these beings are so and so, both in the waking as well as the dream. In that manner, he does not know himself or does not know all the beings in that manner in the state of deep sleep. So says Anandagiri, Swapara Viveka Bhave Doshamaha. Alright, so what? What's the problem? Suppose the Atma does not know I am so and so, and that others are so and so. So Swapara Viveka Bhave. Swaviveka Bhava. Viveka means what? Discernment. Who I am, Swa. Para who others are. So he has known, and suppose he did not know himself but knew others, then it would have been different. He did not know others but he knew himself, would have been different again. But Swaviveka Bhava, Para Viveka Bhava. His Viveka, he does not discern his own self, nor discern the others. Therefore he sees dosha. That is why he sees the defect. Ataha. Ataha vinasham eva iti purvavata drashtavyam apitaha apigato bhavate vinashtaha eva bhavate ityabhiprayaha. Therefore Indra concludes, vinasham eva apito bhavati. Vinasham apito bhavati. Apita means apigataha. Api plus e. In gata o, so apigata, apita means apigataha. Attain. So vinasham apito bhavati. He attains the state of vinasham or distraction. Apigata, he reaches the state of vinasha or distraction, meaning that he suffers completely loss or distraction. So in the deep sleep state, it looks like Atma attains the state of distraction. He gets destroyed. So Bhashyakara said, Vinasham iva iti purva drashtavyam. Although Vinasham eva, that's what Indra says, Bhashyakara says to understand as Vinasham iva, as though Indra does not mean he definitely attains destruction, he as though attains destruction. So, because Purvat So Granthi Eva, earlier also Indra said, Granthi Eva Tuenam in the dream state. Then a long discussion was there. Can Indra mean that the dreamer also, they really kill him? Even though he uses the word Eva, which means the dreamer also is being killed, but could Indra mean that? Indra could not mean that, because if the dreamer is killed, then he becomes mortal. But Prajapati said, Atma is Amritam, immortal. So that Indra remembers that Atma is immortal. But dreamer looks like he is being, so that killing cannot be in the primary sense. Therefore, Indra does not mean that he gets killed. Indra also should mean he as though gets killed. Because, so here also you say, so Vachanas Prajapati Vachanas Pramanamichan. Indra has trust in what Prajapati said. And Prajapati said that the Atma is immortal. That Indra, he trusts. And he finds that the dreamer Atma, as he understands, is mortal. In the dream, here also, Vinasham apito bhavati. He comes to a state of distraction. Even though Indra used the word evakara there, he could not mean that, because in that case, he accepts that the Atma is subject to death. Atma is mortal. On the face of the Prajapati telling him that Atma is immortal, meaning that he would openly contradict what Prajapati said in his own mind, which Indra could not. Because if Indra thought that Atma is a sleeper Atma and he is mortal, hey, Prajapati Atma is immortal, the Atma is mortal. If that is his conclusion, then he would have dismissed what Prajapati said. So if his conclusion was that Atma in the deep sleep is vinashta or mortal, that he gets destroyed. Atma becomes destroyed in the deep sleep state, if that's what he thought. In the dream he thought that people kill him. Okay, that's one thing. In the deep sleep state, Atma himself becomes destroyed. Atma attains a state of distraction. So if this was his opinion, then his opinion is Atma is mortal. If he believes that Atma is mortal, then he will realize that what Prajapati said, that Atma is immortal, is not right. So, in his conclusion that Atma is mortal, it automatically means that what Prajapati said is not right. If in his opinion Prajapati is not right, then he could not have come back to Prajapati seeking knowledge. Please teach me. That means that he knows that Prajapati is right. He accepts. He trusts that Atma is immortal. I find Atma to be mortal. But Prajapati's Atma is immortal. Therefore, there is something wrong with my understanding. This, as we said earlier, this is called Shraddha. Shraddha enables us to question our own conclusions. If that Shraddha is not there, then we will question the conclusion or question what we are told. That's what these so-called rationalists would do. The idea is that so-called intellectuals who always take their buddhi as pramana. You take somebody as pramanam anyway. If you don't believe in scripture, if you don't believe in, you believe in your intellect anyway. Somewhere you have to believe. Whenever you come to conclusion that this is so and such and such, you believe something, you believe your own intellect, isn't it? You believe in the capacity of your intellect to come to the right conclusion. You take your intellect to be perfect, free from all defect, meaning that intellect has all the possible information required to come to a conclusion. So to come to a conclusion about something, you require all information, understand? That's why we go to the court of law, where the judge makes sure that all information about this situation is gathered. If police has not get information, he'll ask them, you get this one, get that one, get that one. So it is the job of the judge to make sure that all the information is collected. And judge also will use his judgment in whether the information that is provided is valid or not. Whether these fellows are lying or this fellow is, because the lawyers are there, the witnesses are, all kinds of samsara is there. It's not an easy thing for a judge, to come to a conclusion. So then, whether evidence that is presented is trustworthy or not. So when all the evidence comes, everything about that event is known, then only he comes to a judgment. That's called a judge who comes to a judgment that this is such and such. Meaning for an individual intellect to come to a judgment, you should be all-knowing really. No judge is and nobody is, to the best of his ability. Therefore, you read sometimes a report in United States, somebody was actually hanged 38 years ago, is now declared innocent, Imagine. What happened is some evidence just was unearthed. And they again went to the court and they realized that the information they had was not complete. And now with this new evidence now looks like that the judgment we came to was not right. And they were open enough to say that we were wrong and that this person was innocent. That's only academic now, the fellow is gone anyway. But what I'm saying is that how a human intellect being what it is, you can never say that our judgment is final because we can never have all the information. You have to be omniscient, all-knowing. Then only you can say you're all in. Then alone you can come to a right conclusion, which nobody can have. So scientists keep on digging and digging and digging and every aspect they look into before arriving at a conclusion that this is what it is. Again, a humble scientist knows that somebody after 10 years can find some other evidence and come to a different conclusion about the same thing. Therefore, Vedanta or Vedantists do not depend upon, they don't look upon individual intellect as pramana. Or the Nayayikas, they essentially do. All of the schools of thoughts all arrived at the conclusion that they, based on their own intellect, including Buddha and Jain, all of them. And therefore, the Vedikas pride themselves in saying that Veda is the Pramanam. Now that also is a matter of trust anyway. To accept anything as Pramanam is a matter of trust. Again, why is the trust there? Because again, because of the belief that the Vedas are the revelations of Ishvara. The Vedas are not the creation of individual rishis. If a rishi in fact said something from his own intellect, then we would question that also. As Buddha said, longer the beard, greater the doubt. That's how. So that means just because beard is long, so what? And therefore, that is how Upanishad Rishis also say Ishavasya Upanishad. What is it? Vidya, yeah. Vestam ved ubhayam saha vidya mrityum vidya mrityumasnate. No, but then iti shushruma dhiyaranam yenastad vichachakshire. The shushruma dhiyarana, this is what we have. So anyadeva vidya. So vidya gives us to one result and avidya gives a different result. Iti shushruma dhiyaranam yenastad vichachakshire. So this is what we have heard from the dhira, from the wise people. It's a traditional knowledge. If nothing else, more ancient the tradition is, more likely it is to be right because dhirana, A number of wise people have been a part of this tradition. And all of them verified this. It's not that they are just repeating what they heard. What they heard is what they brought to their own experience, and that's how it is coming down to us. That is why a Guru Parampara is very important. A Parampara or a succession of the teacher-student is very important for any tradition. So when a tradition goes on that long, then there is likely to be something right. That's what Swami Vivekananda said, that all religions have something to offer. They could not have survived for all these years. That Islam survived, Christianity is for 2000 years, and Islam is for at least 1400 years, or whatever it is. That shows that some content must be there, otherwise it cannot survive. The content may not be what people claim it to be and what they, that may not be the content. But the fact that thousands and millions of people have followed this, and you will follow that only when you benefit from it, not otherwise. That millions have benefited from this. Their lives have become, more worthwhile and worthy. There is something in that. So this is what created in the people trust that all religions also, although they said all religions are the same, but you can say that all religions have something definitely to offer. There is no doubt about that. Otherwise, they could not have gone on. And every tradition has produced great saints again. Christianity has produced great saints, and so also Islam, and so also Jainism, so also Buddhism, and everybody. So you can't dismiss them. Just because they don't believe in your Veda, etc., fine. But all of them have produced great people. There was some content in there. There's something is there. So that part you should grasp. When they say that you study other religions, it is for this to enrich yourself. You can be generous enough also to give them benefit of doubt and accept them. That's a different matter. But then, just to study Buddhism or Christianity, you don't have to give up Hinduism. You can remain what you are and enrich yourself. Because these are all great people who have contributed something to humanity, and that has blessed the humanity for thousands of years. So this certainly we have to be, that much openness has to be there. You cannot be so close that you dismiss Buddha because he is Nastika. That certainly he is. Mahavira is Nastika, and everybody is Nastika. Those who don't accept Veda as Pramana are called Nastikas. It is true. And still they have something. So that means that Ishvara can reveal something to them also. If Ishvara revealed this truth to the Rishis, Ishvara can reveal it to them also. So they are also Rishis in that sense, and therefore it is likely that they have something substantial to offer. But essentially we accept Ishvara as Pramana. He is omniscient, all-knowing, and therefore he knows everything in every way. Yes, Sarvagnya, Sarvavit. He is all-knowing as well as knows everything in and out. Knows everything in general as well as everything in particular. That is the kind of knowledge you should have to be Pramana. To be authentic, to be the final word. And only omniscient Ishvara, Sarvagnya and Sarvishvara alone can be final word. In as much as Vedas are revelation of Ishvara, such as that, therefore they are also final word. So naturally there also faith is involved, no doubt about that. That what the Rishis say is revelation of Ishvara. There is nothing personal about Rishis there. So anyway, but at least we can say that the Vedas are much more likely to be pramanam than an individual. And therefore, Indra has this trust in Prajapati. And therefore he could question his own conclusion. The deep sleeper is Atma, naham atra bhogyam pashyami. I do not see any benefit, not in teaching of Prajapati. I do not see any benefit in what I understood, in my understanding. So Shraddha in the teacher enabled Indra to question his own conclusions and come to conclusion that what I understood is not right. And so he comes back for the right understanding. Therefore, Vyanasham Vivaiti. Indra, even though Indra used the word Vyanasham eva apito bhavati, he indeed comes to an end. He does not mean he as though comes to the end. Purvavata. So Purvavat, that's what Granthi Tveva Ityatroktam Lakshayati. So this discussion was carried out earlier. Granthi Tveva was explained Granthi to Iva. So iti atra ityartha. Annagiri says, Kuto jnana abhavamatran vinashtatvam. Ida ashangi abhiprayam spashtayate. So Indra says, Sampati atmanam na janati ahamasmiti no eva imani bhut. That's what he said. So Indra came to conclusion that Atma comes to an end. Indra has not seen it. But Indra says, he does not know himself, nor does he know others, means that he is not there. That in deep sleep state, Atma is not there. That's what Indra says, Vinasham apito bhavati. He comes to a state of vinasha or end, destruction. Meaning thereby that in deep sleep state, Atma no more remains. No, that is Indra's conclusion. So, says Anandagiri, Kuto Jnana Abhava Matrena Vinashtattvamiti. So how did Indra come to conclusion? All he could see is that the Atma in deep sleep state does not know anything. That's all. So just by absence of knowledge, how do you conclude that is not there? So this is a big thing also. Others also concluded that there is no Atma in deep sleep state. Or people present deep sleep state, the experience of deep sleep state, as evidence of absence of Atma or non-existence of Atma. So there is no Atma in the state of deep sleep. And from then, that's the causal state. From there the dream comes, from there the waking comes, from there the Atma comes. So what's the cause? Cause is non-existence. Existence comes from non-existence. So this is how the Shunyavadi explain. Now they may have come to that conclusion in their own way, but they may present deep sleep as, look, your deep sleep also, it also validates our conclusion. So other Tikakara, Vinash Utprekshayam Hetumaha. So it's an Utpreksha. It is not the experience of Indra that Atma is not there in deep sleep state. It's Utpreksha. It's a conjecture. It's a guess that Atma is not there. Or as Anandiki said, Kuto jnana abhava vinashtattvamiti. We can ask Indra. So just because Atma does not know, how do you conclude that Atma is not there? Iti abhiprayam spashtayati. So Bhashyakara explains the abhipraya of Indra. What made Indra come to conclusion that Atma is not there in deep sleep state? Is absence of knowledge. So absence of knowledge is equated to absence of existence, by Indra. So that's what Bhashyakara explains. So apigato bhavati vinashteva bhavati the abhipraya. So Indra's abhipraya or Indra's conclusion is as though Atma comes to an end. Atma comes to a distraction. But he says, in the deep sleep state, Atma as though is not there. So why does Indra say that? So Bhashyakara explains, Jnane hi sati Jnatuhu sadbhavaha avagamyate na asati jnane. Jnane sati jnatuhu sadbhava avagamyate. That there is a jnata, that there is a knower. How do you say that knower is? When knowledge is there. When knowledge is there, then you know that knower is there. Knowledge always requires a locus. Knowledge requires an ashraya or locus in the form of the knower. So jnata is the jnana ashraya, is the ashraya or the locus of knowledge. So you don't know whether jnata is there or not, that you have no access, but you see that there is no jnanam. So when jnanam is not there, jnata also is not there. That's how he came to the conclusion. Jnane sati jnatuhu sadbhava avagamyate. Only when knowledge is there, then you can arrive at this conclusion that the knower also is there. Na asati jnane. When knowledge is not there, the knower also is not there. Naturally. Who is knower? Who is the locus of the knowledge? Act of knowing. Knower is the agent of the act of knowing. When knowledge is not there, act of knowing is not there. Act of knowing is not there, then the agent of that act, namely knower, also is not there. Bhashyakara continues, Nacha sushuptasya jnanam drishyate ataha vinashta iva ityabhiprayah. Nacha sushuptasya jnanam drishyate. But sushupta na drishyate. We do not see any knowing on the part of the sleeper. Yadrishyate. Ataha vinashta iva ityabhiprayah. Therefore, he is as though not there. He has attained a state of non-existence. As though. As though is our contribution. Why is it so? So Anandagiri says, eva karo yatha shruta eva kim na syat. Indra says, vinashta eva bhavati, apito bhavati, vinasham apito bhavati. So vinasham eva apito means vinashta eva bhavati. So evakara, why don't you think that Indra means that he in fact is not there at all? Why not evakara is taken in the primary sense that indeed the deep sleeper is, there is no Atma in the deep sleep state. Why not? So Bhashyakara says, Natu vinasham eva atmano manyate amruta abhayavachanasya pramanyamichan natu atmana vinashaneva manyate. Suddenly Indra could not, again this is, we have to read Indra's mind here. All the discussion is we got to read their mind. We have to read the mind of Prajapati, we have to read the mind of Indra based on their expressions. Through all of these we have to read the mind of Shruti. Ultimately, all of this is for reading the mind of Shruti. That's called Tatparya. What exactly Shruti means in all these words. The Tatparya Nirnaya enables us to gain and understand, So, natu vinashana atmano manyate. We do not think that Indra really believes that Atma is not there in deep sleep state. Why? Amrita abhayavachanasya pramanyamichan. Because he definitely desires pramanyam. He definitely accepts the pramanyam, the validity of amrita abhayam, that vachanasya. So what? Prajapati vachanasya. The words of Prajapati that Atma is immortal, is fearless, is Brahma, he takes them literally, takes them as true, and then compares his understanding with that, and finds fault with his own understanding, and comes back for the right understanding. So then the next passage now. Evameva esha maghvan iti hovacha etam tvevate bhuyo anuvyakhyāsyāmi no eva anyatre tasmāt vas aparāni panchavarshāni iti sah aparāni panchavarshāni uvasa tāni ekashatam sampeduhu etat tadyadahuhu ekashatam havai varshāni Bhagavan prajapatau brahmacharyam uvasa tasmai hovacha evameva esha Bhagavan iti hovacha. Prajapati said, yes, Bhagavan, hey Indra, you are right. Now, what is you are right? Now atra bhogyam pashyami. That I do not see any benefit, that is right. There is no benefit in the way you understood Atma. That is true, you are right. Etam tvayate. Now, Indra is returning to Prajapati with faggots in hand. He understood that he is seeking knowledge. Though he does not say that in so many words, the fact that with, Samitpani Punareyaya, he came back with Samitpani, that means that he is seeking knowledge. And Prajapati accepted him. This fourth time also. Therefore says, Etam tvevate bhuya anuvyakhyāsyāmi. Remember that the same Atma I am now explain to you or tell you again. Anuvyakhyāsyāmi. No eva anyatra asmat. No, none other than this. Atma that I have been talking about. Same Atma I will talk about and not anybody else or not anyone else. So this time Prajapati had to say this because now Prajapati is going to talk Nirupadika Atma. It may look like it's a different Atma. So far Prajapati talked about Sopadika Atma, the waker, the dreamer, the deep sleeper. And now, without any avastha, Nirupadika Atma. So it may appear to someone that Prajapati is talking about a different Atma. That was it. No eva anyatra etasmat. Not anyone other than this. Same Atma I am going to talk about. But you still need some final refinement in your mind. So, was aparani panchavarshani. Now he is kind. He says, okay, now you live for 5 more years. That's all. Only 5 years. Iti. Saha aparani panchavarshani uvasa. Indra lived there, the life of brahmacharya, for 5 more years. So now Shruti reports, Shruti draws our attention. Tani ekasatam sampeduhu. When you add up all these years, they add up to what? 100. Sampeduhu, they became 100 years. Sampeduhu. So, sampat means to arrive at, become. They became 101 years. Etatyadahuhu. It is on the basis of this that people say. So it became then a very common thing to say on the part of the scholars, on the part of the learned people. It became a common talk. What is it? Ekasanamhai varshani Bhagavan Prajapatau Brahmacharyam uvasa iti. When you hear people saying that Ekasatamhai varshani 101 years Bhagavan Prajapatau Brahmacharyam uvasa. Bhagavan or Indra lived with Prajapati for 101 years, the life of brahmacharya, not life of luxury, life of brahmacharya. Meaning that life of total self-deprivation. For Indra, it is a life of total self-deprivation. In comparison to what life he was living in Swarga, there's a great sacrifice, a great penance. So Indra also, that would involve a lot of exertion on his part, imagine. It's not easy for you to give up what all you are doing. For the whole life, Indra lived a life of luxury with all comforts and everything is now denied. That must have taken a lot of exertion on his part, a lot of self-control, a lot of self-denial. And that can be only, as Bhashyakar will explain, when something valuable is at stake. Otherwise you won't do that. Nobody will give sacrifice unless something valuable is involved. Many, only when something more valuable than what you are giving up. What you are giving up is valuable, no doubt, all luxury. But that you will give up only when something more valuable is promised. So that's why this became a talk among the learned people. Look, Indra also lived with Prajapati for 101 years, life of brahmacharya. So this is separate. This is, with the, in between you add a statement. So in the parenthesis you can say, Tasmai hovacha. And so, Panchavarshani uvasa, Tasmai hovacha. This is the connection. In between, Shruti makes a statement, which is not part of this dialogue. So here, this Tani Ekasadam Sampedu, etc., Brahmacha Uvas up to that point is a Vakya or a statement which is not part of this dialogue. Neither Prajapati said it, nor Indra said it. Now who said it? Shruti says that. So Shruti thinks that it is proper at this time to draw attention of the listeners. Look, you know what it means. So Shruti draws our attention, and then the dialogue continues. Tasmai hovacha. To him, Prajapati said. So the Tikakara says in line 28, Indra viprayanaiva atrapi evameva iri doshangikaranam na swaviprayana ityaha. When Prajapati said, Evam eva esha Bhagavan iti. Bhagavan, you are right. There is no benefit in this knowledge. So when Prajapati admits that there is no benefit in knowledge, what knowledge? Knowledge the Indra has. So Indra viprayana atrapi. In this case also, it is from the standpoint of Indra. But Indra understands that Prajapati also confirms that yes, there is no benefit in the knowledge of the self. Iti doshangikaranam na swaviprayana. It is from this standpoint of Indra that Prajapati accepts the dosha and not from his own standpoint, not as Atma as I taught you, the Atma that you understand, yes. So Puravad. Bhashyakara says, line 15, Purvavata evameva ityuktva yo maya uktaha tribhi paryayahi tameva etam no eva anyatra etasmat atmanah anyam kanchana Kim tarhi etameva vyakhyāsyāmi. So Tikakara explained Purva as before, meaning that as before Prajapati expressed an agreement with Indra from the standpoint of Indra's understanding and not from the standpoint of what he can say. Evamevati uktva yo maya uktaha tribhi paryayahi. He Indra, whatever I said in those three cases. So, waker, dreamer and deep sleeper. Tameva etam no eva anyatra. That indeed, and not anyone else, not any other entity. Etasmat atmanyam kanchana, not someone other than this Atma. Kim tari? Then what am I going to say? Etameva atmanam vyakhyāsyāmi. Understand that I am going to also now, I am going to continue to the Vyakhya, or I am going to tell you about the very same Atma and no other one. So, Indra should know that same Atma is being talked about. Then he can do that Viveka. So, between Viveka and dreamer, what's the difference? Something is gone. Between dreamer and deep sleeper, what's the difference? Something else is gone. Between sleeper and Atma, now that Prajapati talks about what? Something else is gone. Then Indra can see how things are now dropped one by one by one. So what goes is not part of Atma anyway. What can be given up cannot be yourself. I can give up my costume, my dress, I can't give up my hands and legs and myself, I can't give up. So what cannot be given up is Atma. So this is called Bādha Avadhi. Avadhi means ultimate end. Pariyavasanam, ultimate conclusion, ultimate limit. So limit of all the negation. So ultimately Vedanta teaches by this method of Adhyaropa and Apavada. Because Adhyaropa already exists in our life. What we need to do is Apavada. That's where Vairagya is required. Vairagya is required for Adhyaropita. So Vairagya means dispassion is required or detachment is required for what is superimposed, what is mithya. Vedanta also does not expect us to have Vairagya for what is real. That is a different Vairagya. So as Swami says, now Vairagya from sannyasa also. So he took sannyasa because of Vairagya from samsara. So from Vairagya from samsara he took sannyasa. Now Vairagya from samsara also, sannyasa also. So that's a different Vairagya. Here is Vairagya for mithya. So the mithya element has to be seen. And once we are ready to let go. And that is where the attachment has always been. Because what is mithya has been always taken to be real. And therefore, there has been so much attachment there. So that's why it is so difficult to let go. Let go both in terms of the behavior, not given in terms of the intellect. And therefore, no eva etasmad anyatra, not someone different from this, kintu kintarhi etameva vyakhyāsyāmi. I am going to Vyakhya, I am going to explain to you that very same self. That's what the Tikakara explains. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.